Hi, thank you for joining us. We started 20X because we realized there's a big gap. And this is a gap that happens to all human beings, the gap between knowing and doing. So there's always that gap that what you know and what you do are different. Because if it's about knowing, then you can Google anything. All the information you need to know is available online. However, we noted that as much as there's a lot of sales training, you go through the training, yes, you get skilled, you get equipped, you get inspired, and then immediately after the inspiration, 2 weeks down the line, you can't remember what you were supposed to do. You can't, you're not able to get back on course and continue producing the results that you want to produce. So for this reason, we asked, how can we ensure that you continue getting the training, the inspiration that you need as a salesperson or as an entrepreneur? And once you get this skilling, how do we keep you accountable? How do you continue being committed? And how do you celebrating the wins, or rather what we call enjoying the greatness in the moment? So 20X is built on 4 pillars. And number 1 pillar is continuous training. Now, continuous training in this case, we're talking about skilling you, focused training. What information do you need to execute today? Because as much as we are living in the information age, yes, there's so much information. Which one is right for you? We have information that is just suitable for you as a salesperson. And then you go through it on a daily basis or based on your program, because it's self-paced. And then the other pillar is the pillar of accountability. Now, what is accountability? It's taking ownership of what you say you will do, taking ownership of your actions, it's what we call the self-drive. And it's not just taking ownership of your actions to yourself, but also to others. And that's why we formed a community that whatever it is that you do, you have to keep yourself accountable, and we keep you accountable. And what this does is that it enables you to do the things that you have to do because they have to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The pillar number 3 is commitment. And what is commitment? Commitment is that contract that you make with yourself. You make a contract that you will keep promises to yourself and to others. So one of the things that 20X community helps you do is to keep the commitment to yourself. Now, our mantra is, and this is heavily borrowed from Gary Ryan, say that when you make a promise, keep it. When you make a commitment, honor it. And when you set a goal, achieve it. This is what we encourage you to do. And because we are working with you in the journey, we ensure that this is happening, that you're keeping your promises to yourself and to others. If you can't keep a promise that you've made to yourself, can you keep promise that you have made to others? You can't be able to keep promises to your customers. So it is very important that you keep that commitment. And pillar number 4 is the greatness in the moment. You do not become great when you achieve results, but you become great every time, every moment that you choose to do what needs to be done to become great. So we want to celebrate every moment that you have chosen to do the right thing. When every moment that you have, there are those days that you wake up and you don't want to do anything. And we say that self-discipline is doing what you must do, especially when you don't feel like doing it. So this community enables you to be able to enjoy the moment, to celebrate greatness in the moment. And because, we may be so, deeply ingrained into achieving results that we forget to celebrate moments. And every time that you choose to do something towards your greatness, that is a moment to celebrate. And that is one of the things that we'll be doing. Every time as a salesperson you choose to do the prospecting or the lead generation, every moment that you choose to call that client, every moment that you choose to create that content, every moment that you choose to do that branding, or that moment becomes a great moment and need to be celebrated. So one of the pillars is greatness in the moment, and we'll be celebrating all that. So there are 4 pillars that we build the 20X community on. Number 1 is training, continuous training. Number 2 is accountability. Number 3 is commitment. And number 4, greatness in the moment. This 20X community is also built on 5 disciplines. And one of the disciplines is vision. Vision fuels the execution. You know, what exactly, where is it that you want to go? 5 years, 10 years, where do you see yourself? You know, you have to see greatness for you to be able to execute. So we base it on we start with the vision. What is your vision? As a salesperson, you want to move from X to, say, 20X in the next 5 years or 10 years. So what is this that you want to achieve? That's just an example that we are using. So that is the discipline number 1. So we take you through a moment of, you know, setting your vision, and this vision need to align with your personal and professional aspirations. What do you aspire to be? And through the trainings, the continuous training, one of the things we take you through, or one of the exercise, is for you to draft your vision. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Then we come down to 3 years. Then we come down to 1 year. Then we come down to, because we've broken down our year into, we are focusing on 3 months year. That what is it that you want to see in the next 3 months? And that is our year. And why have we condensed, we call it compressing time. We compress time so that we enable you, we give you the urgency that is required to execute. So when time is compressed, remember, you can achieve anything within the amount of time given, because adrenaline. So why we've compressed the year into 3 months is so that you're able to give lesser focus. For those 3 months, you can postpone a lot of distractions so that you focus on this one thing that you want to achieve in the next 3 months. And the other thing about the three months year is that it's long enough to enable you to get some results. So it creates urgency, and then it's more predictable. So because it's predictable, then you're going to be able to, whatever you set to achieve, it's highly achievable. So basically, the 20X community is for intense execution. As I said, there's a difference between knowing and doing. Just ask yourself, if knowing was just enough, or having ideas was enough, how come we don't have so many businesses that are excelling? How come we don't have as many salespeople who are successful? It is because there's a gap between knowing and execution. And 20X gives you the ability, the environment, and the people to support you to execute. Number 2 discipline is the discipline of planning. Among the first exercises you will have to do is to plan. What is your goal? 5 years from now, what do you want to achieve? 2 years, 1 year, 3 months. Our main focus is 3 months, which is our 1 year. So we encourage you to do a plan. Remember, when you're planning, less is more. We don't want you to plan for so many things. We would like you to plan for very, 1 or 2 things that you want to achieve that are going to propel everything else in your life to work. For example, you're a salesperson. So if you meet your target, you're being paid on commission. If you achieve your target, that will make you meet your income goals, and that will make you meet your, if you want to buy that house, if you want to buy that car, it will propel all the other things. So in this planning, we encourage you to just choose 1 or 2 things, because focus is key that you want to achieve. And then through the community, our work is to direct you, to guide you, and to keep you accountable to to achieve what you said you will achieve. And the discipline number 3 is a process control. You need to be in control of the process. And how do you get in control of the process? We give you tools. Create the activities and the events that you need to do that will lead you to your main goal. So the process has to be aligned with the goal. So you have to be in control of the process, and we provide you with those tools. And discipline number 4 is score keeping. Can you imagine if you go to a football match and they're not keeping the number of goals scored? One of the things that we do at the 20X is keeping scores. And there are tools that we've created to help you keep scores. And our focus is daily, weekly, monthly. We want it to be as granular as possible, so that when you don't meet your score for today, it means that you're not achieving your goal in the 3 months or in the 1 year. So score keeping is a key discipline that we have to keep. And finally, number 5 is time and energy management. We have 24 hours in a day. Nobody has 26. And the best we can do to utilize the time that we have is to manage our energy, to ensure that we are at the highest level of energy when we need to work. Because you could have 12 hours to do one task. And I've seen people whereby you look at it, you think about it, and you don't achieve it because you have no energy. So some of the activities that we'll be doing activities to ensure that you have your energies high, that you keep your inspirations high, because that's the most important thing, so that we can make good use of the time that we have. Because it's not about the number of hours you put to work. I am a believer of that. I am not the kind of a person who expect people, because you've come in at 8 a.m., you have to leave at 5 p.m. What I want is results for the time that you have put to do the work. And so when you have energy, then you drive more results in less time than people who have less energy. Ladies and gentlemen, this community is for you if you want to execute. If you want to move from knowing to doing, if you want to move from too much knowledge to execution, this community is for you.